Today we're making the infamous LFO Pluck, here to Melodic Techno on the brand new Serum 2. Okay, so I have a Serum 2 loaded up here. Just on an initial patch to start off, I have some chords laid out here. So that's all they're doing. Okay, so we're going to try and utilize a few oscillators in this, so some noise, filters, LFOs. I'm going to start off here with oscillator A using a sawtooth, which is perfectly fine. Next one, I'm going to use, say, a Juno. I kind of like using that one. Okay, we're going to turn our filter on, and we're going to send both to the filter for now, which gives us this. A little bit of drive, a little bit of fat. Okay, lovely. And I'm going to put on oscillator C as well, and I'm going to use the basic mini on this one. Going to take that down an octave. Just be careful of your outputs because you can clip the outputs in these. I'm just going to pull these down ever so slightly. Next, I'm going to add some noise. I might use the bright white on this one. I'm also going to set oscillator C and the noise to the filter also. I'm going to set the filter to MG low 24. Okay, just increased a little bit of drive and fat there also. Okay, so what gives this sound its flavour and its movement is using the LFO here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the LFO to adjust the level here of oscillator A. I'm also going to get it to adjust the level of oscillator B. I'm also going to get it to adjust the level of oscillator C. I'm going to get it to adjust the level of the noise. And finally, I'll pull back the filter a little bit. I'm going to get it to adjust the filter also. So I've kind of just set them as the default for now, and I'll tweak these then as I go. So let's just see what that does right now. So you can see that LFO is moving everything that I assigned it to here. But for us to get the sound that we're after, we kind of want it kind of happening a little bit quicker and sloping down the way. But the key to this, if we look at it now, sort of synced. So basically going that by BPM is doing it rhythmically on 1/8, 1/16, etc. But for this one, we're actually going to knock it off, okay? So the rates, and it's going in hertz instead of syncing to the track. Okay, straight away we've got something that's resembling what we want to do. So from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my effects section. I'm going to add a reverb. Might stick it on vintage. Okay, just slightly adjust the mix, increase the decay. Okay, lovely. Okay, lovely. Now, if we want to give these a little bit more flavour as well, we can actually increase the unison. Give that 9 and a slight bit of detune. Lovely. I might do the same with the mini as well. Maybe not as much. I'll go 5. Let's see. lovely. That's what I love now about Serum 2. We can kind of adjust the levels of each oscillator here, which is handy. Okay, so just by kind of listening to that and readjusting the levels, let's maybe think just to pull this one slightly back a little bit. I really like the sound of this one, so I might just pull this back but increase the range of what the LFO's doing. Okay, lovely. Probably a little bit too much reverb there now, so I'll just pull that back slightly. Mix back and maybe a little bit back in the decay as well. I think that's a little bit better. What I'll also do, that's going to leave a lot of boominess around the low end. So I'm just going to maybe cut some of that off with a bit of EQ. Yeah, even there. Lovely, that's perfect. Okay, great. That's basically, you know, that kind of gets us roughly where we want to go. All we need to really do to give this a feel and a bit of movement now is actually work with the rate and work with the actual filter cutoff. I'm just going to record myself roughly doing this in first. Okay, lovely, perfect there. And now what I'll do is I'll record myself and editing the filter. Now, once I go into Cubase, like anything, Ableton or Logic, whatever you're using, it's all going to be the same. So now that is basically the automation that I just sort of physically drew in. That creates the channels for me in Cubase, which now I can kind of tidy this up and give this the real feel that I'm after. Might go a bit low on the filter. So yeah, just to explain, that's my LFO rate there. So I'll just bring you up the synth so you can kind of see. Just going to decrease it. So now as these are playing, you'll see that this is actually moving here, which is tied to our LFO rate, and also our filter, which is here. This is the automation for it. So as it's playing, I'll just increase the size so you can kind of see. So there's our rate moving, our filter moving also. And again, guys, just watching your main output as well, make sure that it's not clipping. So yeah, just again, this is then like once you have this set up, it's really down to taste and flavor of, you know, how fast you want it going or how slow you want it going within your track. Yeah, like also if you want, you know, you can bring this octave down as well on this particular, like you can mess around with octaves on anything, but just to get the feel that you want. That one's quite nice down low. And also, if you want to change kind of how sharp that LFO is actually opening and closing, we can mess around with this waveform here as well, just to show you. Yeah, so really I usually leave that to taste and whatever track that you're in. You might want a sort of what feels like that kind of slower attack, or you may want it a little bit sharper. I kind of leave that up to your discretion, really. Really cool effect. Can really give tracks movement as well. It's just something a little bit more unique than a typical pluck sound. Just some say it might be a little bit overused, but now you see the technique. Why not try it in your own productions and see what kind of unique sounds or unique movements maybe you can come up with. So thanks for watching today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, and we'll see you all in the next one.